It's been about 3 months, yeah. My name is Seth, and these are my 8 cents. But before we go into that, I want to say sorry for the 3 month hiatus. I've been, trying to work some things around, and so far they're coming into place. I no longer have my iPhone, which is another reason I haven't been as present. And I was closing a lot at my job. But now that I am off at a reasonable time, I have more time for this project and then some. I want to let everyone know that there's going to be some changes coming up in the next few months. Just stay tuned. That's all I'm going to tell you. Let's get down to some wrestling talk, yeah? All right. So for the past few months, the wrestling world has been in an uproar, stir. It's been ablaze with a lot of different topics. The return of Bray Wyatt, Triple H running the show, the Bedlam in All Elite Wrestling, the return of Nikki Cross, who Roman's going to face at next year's WrestleMania. And those things are important, but this is what I want to talk about. The elephant in the room. CM Punk. Yes, the best in the world, the voice of the voiceless, CM Punk himself, Mr. Phil Brooks. Now, every wrestling fan knows that about 8 years ago almost, CM Punk, he took his ball, went home, and left Vince in the WWE over some disagreements and some pent-up frustrations and resentments. And he stayed away for almost 7 years. But we all knew he was going to come back, right? If the money was good, you'd see CM Punk again, right? Right. But he wanted to prove that he didn't need wrestling. So what does he do? He signs with UFC and loses both fights in an embarrassing fashion. My friends made fun of him. I admired his courage. It's better to try and fail than to never try at all, they say. And I agree with that. And then the impossible became possible when it was announced. Well, it wasn't announced, but it was revealed that CM Punk last year signed with AEW. This is one of the people that Tony Khan wanted. He wanted CM Punk. That was on his wish list, right? And so far, everything was going good at that time. So far, right? He wins the world championship, gets injured, but keeps his title, comes back, gets hurt again, and loses it. Then he comes back, regains it, causes an uproar and some issues at the media scrum with his, we're just going to call it what they are, negative comments towards the executive VPs, the Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, and Hangman Adam Page. And we can't forget about Colt Cabana. And I watched the videos, read it, what I could. They said CM Punk made Tony Khan look like a fool. They said that was supposed to be about the return of MJF, but CM Punk made it into something else and just dirtied the water. I heard it all. I heard about the potential buyout, how there's rumors that Triple H may consider bringing him back to WWE. Lots and lots of talk. I don't call this Seth's 8 cents for a reason. So here goes my take. CM Punk is 44 years old. Honestly, how much longer do you think you could use him for? Be honest. He was away from the profession for almost 8 years. We'll say 7. All right. His endurance and his stamina is nowhere near previous before he left. That it's a given. All right. It sounds good on paper. Oh, CM Punk came back, right? But really, what good could he have offered AEW anyway? There was talk that he wanted AEW to tone down their style, and people mocked him. They thought it was a bunch of bullshit. Honestly, look at it. CM Punk, AEW. Here's where you wrestling fans fucked up at. Y'all thought that CM Punk was a good fit for Tony Khan at All Elite Wrestling. You're joking, right? Are you serious? I'm going to tell you why that was a poor idea. They didn't need CM Punk. CM Punk was pretty much the new Hulk Hogan at this point. And what happened with WCW? Hogan comes in, beats Flair at Bash of the Beach 94, and people care for a little bit. But after that wore off, it was back to the same shit. If you didn't watch Ring of Honor in the 2000s, you wouldn't have known who the fuck CM Punk was until he got on WWE TV. What he signed with WWE in what? 2005? Towards the end of that, maybe? So for almost 9 years, he was a WWE guy. Yes, I heard the stories that, some people in the company didn't really put much stock into him and may have tried to sabotage him at certain points. Could be true. The CM Punk then was a workhorse. This CM Punk is a diva. Eric Bischoff was right. CM Punk was not a needle mover. The smartest thing Tony Khan could have done at that time was have the return of CM Punk in Chicago. Why did the crowd pop like that? Oh, I don't know. They were in his hometown, for fuck's sakes. That's a no-brainer, right? Right. Now that he's gone, they can move on. Tony, listen to me. You don't need CM Punk. No one on your roster wants to work with him. Just buy his contract out, send him on his way. He doesn't need your money. Give that to someone else or put it elsewhere or put the money towards a Ring of Honor show. How about that? CM Punk is not good for AEW. The topic of this is CM Punk is not good for professional wrestling at all. He had his time. You have to invest in the future. CM Punk in 6 years is going to be 50. Tony, you said you've learned from the lessons and the mistakes of WCW and others, right? Well, one of WCW's main faults was they hired old people and pushed said old people. They had a penchant for doing so. They didn't care about the future, and by the time they started to, just a little bit, their company died. Like, CM Punk is money motivated. He doesn't give a damn about the sport anymore. Back then he did, because in Ring of Honor, 85% of people did, if not all. Don't you remember where he pissed off the crowd in Ring of Honor by signing the WWE contract on top of the World Heavyweight title? Don't you remember that? I watched that clip. Kind of disturbing, don't you think? Why do you think CM Punk is good at being a heel and good at being a babyface? He may be a good actor. Or these traits may be in his personality depending on what side you get from him. But you have to understand the type of beast you're dealing with. And CM Punk, we got AEW out the way. Some will say, well, do you think CM Punk is good for the WWE? Absolutely not. That's a lose-lose. Again, CM Punk signs back with Triple H and the WWE. What happens? I'll tell you what happens. He's going to get injured again. So let's say he's supposed to work a big program with Drew McIntyre for SummerSlam. And the pay-per-view before SummerSlam, he gets injured. Or he gets injured on the Go Home show. Your investment goes down. Because people are paying to see CM Punk. And when they find out that they can't see CM Punk, it's going to be a problem. What about some resentful superstars who are upset at the fact that, CM Punk walked out because he didn't get his way? What message does that send? There's also that. And can you really trust CM Punk to actually do business? If you tell him to lose to Sami Zayn or LA Knight, do you really think he would do that? Or would he say, I had enough and I'm walking out? Think about that. Again, CM Punk is not good for professional wrestling. It's not just an age thing. Some of these wrestlers out here, they have it good for a little while. And the moment something turns into a direction that they may not care for, that they feel may be compromising, they want to get mad. And if getting mad doesn't work, well, fine. Let me take my ball and go home. That seems to be a trend a lot with a lot of wrestlers. Well, fine. But I ask you wrestlers, other companies catch wind of that. So if you walk out on AAA and you think you're going to get signed to New Japan, do you really think that they're going to take you? Absolutely not. It doesn't matter how talented you are. The rest of the world is full of talented people, but their attitudes are problematic. They'll take a wrestler who doesn't know how to work because he knows how to get on with everyone. He may not be able to throw a drop kick. He may be shit cutting promos, but his attitude overrides that. And in time, they will help him. CM Punk, buddy, I knew about you before I saw you on WWE TV. Before you were on ECW. Or, WWE ECW, right? Okay. And I liked you. I was a big fan. I wasn't straight edge like you, obviously. Smoked a lot of weed and did a bunch of other things I shouldn't have been doing. But I loved you. WWE ECW was going down the shithole, but I liked you. You were the breath of fresh air. You won their title, lost to Chavo, but kept on trucking. Then you won Money in the Bank and got drafted. And then you won your first World Heavyweight Championship, and I was happy. And even though you got screwed out of it, I still believed in you. Even when you turned heel, you could turn lemons into lemonade. I give you that. Anything WWE gave you, you hit that home run, ran for the bases, and never looked back. And even when you walked out, I watched your interview with Colt Cabana. And I agreed with you on a number of things, such as Ryback not being able to work and how he hurt you and the things you had to endure, or how you felt slight because you weren't in the main event at WrestleMania because you felt like you were just, a link to a chain between Rock and Cena too. I understand that. But CM Punk, you have to understand the wrestling world moved on without you. Take note, Sasha. You too, Naomi. No one man is bigger than a company. Allow me to say that again. No one man is bigger than a company. Hulk Hogan left WWF. What happened? Vince invested in the new generation. Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Razor Ramon, Diesel, and countless others. Right? Right. Bret Hart leaves. What does Vince do? Starts the Attitude Era. Austin, Rock, Taker, Kane, DX, Mick Foley. Austin leaves. The Ruthless Aggression Era. Cena, Orton, Batista, countless others. You see where I'm going with this here? It's good, CM Punk, that you and other countless wrestlers out here have a high view of yourselves. You're supposed to. I have a high view of myself too. Why sell for beer? We can get champagne. I'm right there with you. Right there with you. But CM Punk, here's the problem. You buried your own company. That's what you did. You buried your own damn company. That wasn't the time to air grievances out about the Young Bucks and Omega and Hangman and fucking Colt Cabana. Look, we get it. You don't associate with Colt Cabana no more. That's fine. You feel that Hangman is a dumb fuck and you're pissed off at the comment he made during that one promo. Get it. And you feel that the Elite can't run a Target. Great, cool. But that's not what that was about. And Tony Khan, you just let it happen. He, instead of checking him, he checked you. Me and my wife, we have conversations about this all the time. And let me tell you, the night after All Out and that media scrum, some Facebook pages made memes and parodies and they were crazy like a motherfucker. And my wife laughed at every single one of them, including the one where they called Tony Khan Baloney Khan. Or how they make fun of Tony Khan's alleged coke habit. My wife takes shots at Tony Khan all the time. She says AEW is an extreme waste. She does not trust anything Tony Khan does. Whereas I'm not emotionally invested into the product, but I hope that this alternative can stick around. It can. You guys are still getting good ratings, but you have to watch what you do because next year, that Discovery Media deal, Tony Khan, you have to start thinking like a boss. You can't let talent get away with things. I would have fired Punk right then and there. Problem solved. You got Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa is over here talking about how she has a back injury. Word has it that Thunder Rosa doesn't want to drop the title to Toni Storm. You got Ivelisse over here talking about how much of an unprofessional piece of shit that Thunder Rosa allegedly is. It's bedlam in AEW. And it all started, the cracks began to show with Usai and CM Punk. You know damn well CM Punk didn't belong there. You had Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho's a legend. But you can't hire all these fucking old ass motherfuckers and these WWE cast off. No. Not everyone is good. It can go. It doesn't mean they suck, but they can't be a part of this thing though. Now look, can't nobody get over. When's the last time you saw Miro? I can't remember. There's talk that people want out of their deal to go back to Triple H so badly, but they're stuck there for 5 whole years. And it all started when Punk's lazy. Not lazy. He's not lazy. His pretentious ass just came there. You had to have known, Tony, that CM Punk was in it for the money. Come on. Any mark can see that. CM Punk is a mark for himself. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but he is. This motherfucker, This motherfucker here pretty much pretended to call out Hangman Adam Page and bury him. He said, that's not cowboy shit, that's coward shit. And then he proceeds to bury Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley. Don't you see a problem with that? He's not being talked about for anything good. It's all negative and mean-spirited. It's a self-righteous, holier-than-thou thing from Mr. Phil Brooks. I guess some people may go from calling him CM Punk to CM Cunt. It's a shame. Because CM Punk can work. A lot of these wrestlers can work, but they have the shittiest of attitudes. And we, the fans, enable that. We didn't come to see a grown-ass man in tights throw tantrums and talk shit about people. We came to see them fight, goddammit. Handle that shit out before you get out to the ring. If we want to see drama, we can watch a fucking reality show. CM Punk needs to go. CM Punk, Triple H, look, in the past, I've said a lot of shit about WWE, but I strongly feel, Triple H, I see what you're doing and I like the new direction you're going. If you bring CM Punk back, you just sent your company to hell. He's had his time. He's won the WWE title. What the fuck else does he need to do? At most, he'll be a nostalgia pop for maybe a good month. What, he hasn't won the Universal title? That's just pretty much the World Heavyweight Championship. Excuse me. If I move my mouth, it's because I bit my tongue earlier, so please bear with me. What else? Like, what else could CM Punk possibly do there? Besides beat some people and mostly put others over, mostly young. Like, putting over Austin Theory. You think he's going to go for that? No. Putting over Baron Corbin. No. Putting over Sami Zayn. No. So really, what? If you want a nostalgia pop that works, you got Edge. You got Brock Lesnar. What the fuck do you need CM Punk for? You don't. Wrestling no longer needs CM Punk. And CM Punk, my guy, it's time for you to go. You got your money. You can go elsewhere. You have other projects. Wrestling don't need you no more, Phil. So do what you love, wrestling, the biggest favorite in the world, and get the fuck gone. I would say go back to UFC, but they don't want your ass either. You had your chance, and you fucked it up. Till next time.